God to do something about. And God says, text says 3 times, Paul prays about the same issue. It didn't take Paul 3 times to raise that boy who fell dead out the window. It didn't take Paul 3 times to pray and get out of jail. It didn't take Paul 3 times to pray and get delivered from that snake bite. But here it is, 3 times he asked God to do something, and God says no. Whew. And God, this is just me and you talking. Paul might be scared that the church folk might find out that he got a thorn. Y'all looking at me. Paul know how we act. It's okay for y'all to struggle. It's okay for you to have a thorn. Oh, but preachers ain't allowed to, y'all ain't talking to me. It's all right for you to get drunk and act ugly and cuss and make mistakes, but Paul knows they fire preachers, Tony Evans, if you have a thorn, that somehow they feel that the clergy is excluded from having thorns. But the truth is, we got thorns too. And y'all ain't gonna shout, but sometimes y'all cause us the thorn. Paul says, I need you to answer this prayer for me. Because how, God, can I give a word for everybody else's circumstances, but I'm lost in my circumstances? That I've prayed the thorn out of other people, but I can't get this thorn out of me. That everybody else comes to me for advice on their child. Meanwhile, my child is running crazy. Y'all ain't talking to me. And God says no, and then God gives Paul 3 revelations. Here they go. The first one is this: there is purpose in pain. Yeah, y'all quiet. God did not allow Paul to go through this for nothing. There is a method to the madness, and specifically there is a purpose for the pain. You had to go through it, but it wasn't even for you or about you. But God chose you because somebody didn't believe, and now they got their eyes on you. And they saw your faith during the good times. They saw how you celebrated God's blessings, but now how are you going to respond when there's a problem? Oh, y'all ain't saying nothing. God used you to teach people what real faith looks like. Where others were running around bragging about being saved and sanctified and having all of this faith, your thorn is living proof that you have went through and survived. Faith is not faith until faith is all you got left. I'm going to say that again. Faith is not faith until faith is all you got left. Oh, y'all ain't talking to me. In other words, faith that hasn't been tested can't be trusted. And because Paul had faith, he understood that there's only one person that I can go to with my problem. Is there anybody in the room that knows that even while I'm struggling, I'm going to go to Jesus? See, some of us in here have praised God with asthma in our lungs. Some of us have shouted to God with cancer in our body. Some of us have stood at the door standing on bad feet. Some of us have counseled others while there was trouble in our own homes. Some of us have prayed for other people while we're in the need of prayer ourselves. Paul comes to the place where he says, look, I got this thorn. And one of two things happened. Either you gave it to me or you allowed me to have it. But either way, I'm going to bring it back to you because this is your thorn. And this thorn may be there to teach him humility. Maybe it's there to teach him God's grace. Maybe it's there to teach him how to praise God even when it hurts. Maybe it's there to teach him that his prayer life needs work. Y'all ain't talking to me. Looking back on my life, I don't know why God gave me the thorns that he gave me, but I thank God for the thorn. Maybe not for you. Maybe this is just for me. My thorns have taught me that as long as I live and troubles rise, oh, y'all ain't talking to me. Long as I live, there may be some tough spots. Long as I live and there are imbalances in my life, long as I live, I'm going to look to the hills from which cometh my help, and all of my help comes from. The second revelation Paul got is this: trouble teaches us. Yes, sir. Paul says, I got this thorn. He begs God to take it away. He pleads with God 3 times. He harasses God. God says no.